Iceland is an island nation in the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. It's about the size of Maine, with lots of coastline. The great expanses of ocean surrounding Iceland give it a somewhat tempered climate. It is cool and chilly, but the Gulf Stream does warm it a little more than you might expect. The fisheries of Iceland have brought prosperity, and Iceland has become one of the wealthiest and most developed nations in the world. Settlements and roads are coastal. The tour was via roads on the southeastern coast of the island. Islands such as Iceland, of course, feature lighthouses and boats. And fisheries. Beaches are rough, consisting mainly of black volcanic sand and pebbles. Shipwrecks were common. Eroded volcanic rock, occasional seaweed, and land formations sculptured by erosion mark the beaches. Occasionally, you'll see a lighthouse or structures erected to the Norse gods. Where there is vegetation, it's tundra-like. Icelanders love their beaches. Iceland was first settled in the late 800s by the Vikings from Norway. The names of people that you'll see in Iceland still reflect this. Many surnames end in son or daughter. Statues celebrate the Nordic marine culture, even blockheads. And clothing is indicative of the cold. Shepherds often lived in caves, as shown in my earlier Cave People of Iceland movie. Names of some of those honored may be familiar, like Leif Erikson. Others are less familiar, but some extremely important, like our bus driver. The Nordic influence is seen in displays at museums and in the stores of Iceland. Icelanders love to relay their history with stories of trolls and sagas, or legends of how Iceland was formed. Iceland has a Nordic social welfare system that provides universal health care, as well as a tertiary education. Icelanders are health and safety conscious for their tourists too. They work to keep everyone happy, clean, and well fed. Small island nation, of course, relies heavily on seafood, and our most exciting dining adventure was Viking sushi. Most of the sea creatures were returned their watery home, but a few of them became our lunch. Back on shore, we enjoyed other Icelandic delicacies.
It's the ice on that glacier and rotten shark.
Fermented shark?
Fermented.
Oh, that sounds better. Fermented
It may
shark
taste
sounds
like
better.
shark. It's fermented.
And what's the liquid?
Schnapps.
Oh, schnapps. Let me see how this is.
It's not schnapps. It's not.
What is it? Glacial water?
It's schnapps.
All right.
We checked out local food suppliers and found plenty of fish. Common items like crackers and biscuits and coffee. Wonderful lox, whitefish, fish soup, mushroom soup, lamb-based dishes, common from the earliest of times, cod liver oil, vegetables, yogurt-like skyr, Icelandic ale, much less commonly other meats such as duck, beef, and pork, blueberries and melons, special salts appeared to be a product of Iceland, favored by many stores, and chocolate with licorice in it was also common and delicious. Desserts were much appreciated by us. Clothing also was reflective of the cold climate and featured lamb. Icelandic wool was knit into many beautiful Scandinavian-style patterns. Even photographers' mittens were available. The fauna of Iceland is also reflective of its cool climate and island nature. There are seals, and of course those sea creatures you've already seen, and whales, although I didn't get to go whale watching. Iceland has few predators, so many birds, swans and ducks. Puffins, hawks and loons, and the redwing of northern Europe. Unseen by us, but in the interior, were caribou and Arctic fox. Most of the mammals we saw were domestic in the farms. Bales of hay were often seen to take care of them in the snow. Cows were not so common, but sheep definitely were. There is a unique breed of sheep in Iceland, known for the variety in color and pattern compared to most other sheep. That uniqueness is maintained by the Icelanders and is reflective of the island's nature. Being so isolated, they can keep pure genetic lines much easier than other places in the world. The Icelandic breed of horse is also unique, and Icelandic law prevents horses from being imported now into this country, and exported animals are not allowed to return. Originally, the horses were brought from Norway over 1,000 years ago, and now are isolated and their own breed. In September, the Icelandic horses are herded together in stunning surroundings of mountains and isolated pastures. The breed has unique 5 gaits and is generally very trainable and happy to give tours to people of the beautiful Icelandic surroundings. The only dog native to Iceland is the Icelandic sheepdog, used today in herding. I like this monument posted in Reykjavik, the capital. It's called the Black Cone, a monument to civil disobedience. When the government violates the rights of the people, insurrection is for the people and for each portion of the people, the most sacred of rights and the most indispensable of duties. Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizens, 1793. I thoroughly enjoyed the spirit of the people, the landscapes, the peaks and glacial runoff, the Icelandic flag flying high in national parks, the farmlands and glacial lagoon, the beautiful sunsets, the city skyline in Reykjavik, the reforestation that the citizens of Iceland have begun. If you go to Iceland, chances are you're going to go north from wherever you are. You'll profit greatly from reading a few books ahead of time that are listed here in the credits. I hope you enjoyed the trip.